Mason Rudolph, who got a chance to spend some time.
I hear Ramon Robinson, South Carolina Hall of Fame Awards. You're receiving the Humanitarian Award tonight. Ramon, tell us a little bit about what it's like to receive that award and what it means to you.
To receive that award, man, I'm still in shock from getting the phone call, but I sat back and looked at everything in regards to the award, and I'm very privileged to be in this position. I mean, a lot of folks can, get awards. I got a high school award this past season as in the High School Hall of Fame, but I sit back and look at it, man, and I don't think it's any bigger than what this is after looking and doing the research in regards to what it's about, and as far as it's helping kids in the community and things of that sort, and that's what I'm all about. And I've been like that since I started my business in 2011 in regards to being able to help all kids in every capacity, whether they come from unfit homes or whether they come from great homes. But at the same time, it's a privilege, man, and I'm still shocked and very honored to be in this position right now as the Humanitarian of the Year.
You obviously coach Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the situation. How would you advise him right now in the situation that he's in with the quarterback competition at Clemson?
I just advise him any day. I mean, it's the same as it's been from year one to now. This is his last year. It's competition. Just like I said earlier, you're young, you're hungry. They coming in, they're always coming at your head. And I always use experiences from when I played professional ball. I was that veteran at times, and I was that rookie. When I was that rookie, I wanted that veteran spot. You know what I'm saying? And so that competition is there. You know what I'm saying? That competition is there. So I just tell him just to stay humble, continue to do what he's been doing. And you don't change up anything. You just stay the course. And you continue to work hard and go from there, man.
How many times has he reached out to you during all this spring and stuff? Does he reach? How often does he reach out?
Oh, yeah, we text all the time. I always ask how's practice going and things of that sort. And, a lot of folks, they own the game because he's off a little bit. But nobody knows what happened the other 14 practices, and he's been lighting it up the whole time. But that's just how the world is. You can only judge off of what you see. And it's a spring game, but in actuality, the only thing it is the last practice of the season. But it's just it ain't a lot of things. It's just more of encouraging, man. And we talk about other things, as far as the off season, what we're going to do, what's the game plan, because he has a lot that's coming up. He's graduating soon, getting ready to go into grad school, and he's doing the intern. You know what I'm saying? He has a load on him, besides just being the quarterback at Clemson University.
Ramon, going back to your history here in the state of South Carolina, you've mentored quarterbacks now that are, you got the starting quarterback at Clemson, starting tailback at Clemson came through EPT.
Yes, sir.
You've got a quarterback at South Carolina. You sent guys to Coastal. You sent guys all over Division I and Division II football. Talk about what it's like to work at the different levels and help recruits decide between that Division I scholarship if they wouldn't play or that Division II scholarship where they would play.
Yeah. What it's been like, it's been everything's a challenge. I mean, if it was easy, then I wouldn't be in this position. But it's always been a challenge from my aspect of being a trainer also in this business, to the point of getting kids that they may have came out of a wing T offense that wasn't a passing offense like spread nowadays, and you got some kids like, say for instance, like Kelly Bryant. I mean, when he came to me, the only thing he's ever did was roll out. You got a Jay Yurts that played wide receiver. He came over to me. Those guys put in the work and developed when the world was against them. And in some situations now it seems like the world is still against some of the kids, but they proved it and they put in the work. And they put in and day out to prove to everybody that they can play quarterback on the national level. And the slow play of, you're saying the divisions of playing Division I football, Division II, I tell kids I'm going to be happy either way it goes. And a lot of times you see some kids slide through the cracks. It has a lot of it has nothing to do with the talent. It has a lot to do with being caught late. A lot of these guys are late bloomers, and I'm witnessing that now, and I've witnessed that since I've been in business. To the fact of it is, kids in South Carolina at quarterback are slowly recruited. They'll come in here and get everything else. You got what I'm saying? They'll come in here and get a DB, wide receiver, D-line, O-line. But when it comes to quarterbacks, it's a slow play. And I'm in a situation right now to where I have a kid like a Davis Bevel. He's 6'6", 205 pounds, runs a 4.7 40. But you would think everybody in the world would be down here trying to recruit him, but it's just that South Carolina hasn't been a hotbed for quarterbacks, and we all know that. It hasn't been. I think this is the hottest it's been in the last 5 years due to the kids that done came out. You're talking about the Jacob Parks, you're talking about the Mason Rudolphs, you're talking about the Kelly Bryants, you're talking about those guys that's here presently now that's playing. The Shy Works, who's another starter down there at Georgia Southern. And, you know, these are all South Carolina kids. And I make it my point because I am homegrown, because there's a lot of feelings when it comes to me. I'm not just training just to train. I'm training to make a difference in the state of South Carolina and to make a difference in these kids' lives, because a lot of these kids could have just went by the wayside and somebody said, no, you can't play it, and they could have just left. But I was that guy there to help encourage them kids along the way that, hey, you do have a chance to do it. You do have a chance to play, you know, on the next level. And so basically that's what I did. And along with trying to just upgrade the quarterback talent, I also brought in other guys. I brought in a DB instructor, O-line instructor, wide receiver instructor, and D-line instructor, just to continue to enhance all the positions, not just the quarterback position. Even though it is the slowest played position and recruited position, I still want to make a difference for everyone. I want to be able to service everyone in every way possible.
Do you feel like it hurt Kelly in the spring game when the quarterbacks weren't live and he didn't really get to use that aspect of his game, being able to run?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's just that, you know, Kelly's not a guy of excuses. You know, he's a guy that's going to tell you how it is. Hey, coach, I didn't have a good game. I didn't have this. It's just that, like I said before, he has a lot of things that he's dealing with for us when it comes to graduation. That's not to make an excuse, but at the same time, he was off. But like I said, the other 14 practices, those are the ones nobody's seen. You know, and so for everyone to make a big deal out of it, I mean, that's, you know, to me that's not fair. But I'm not the one to, you know, to report it that way. But I mean, hey, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. But I don't see that that it hurt him. But it would have been nice to see everyone live, opposed to just like it was live last year with all the quarterbacks when they was competitive. I think it would have been right to do the same.
As the instructor, what were some of the things that you saw that were causing him to be a little off in this spring game?
Just a little anxious. I mean, you know, if he was underthrowing them, then it'd been interceptions. You know, just routine throws that I've seen him make prior weeks in practice. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, hey, sometimes you own, sometimes hey, and nobody's perfect. I done seen some of the best. I done had games that way, you know, and you see everybody on TV. Peyton Manning, you go down the line, Tom Brady, and all of them. You have games that way, but it's just a matter of bouncing back. You give more positive than you give negatives, and I feel like he had a great spring, and I don't feel like that take one practice to judge his performance and how he's going to lead the Tigers this year.
Were you surprised he was so anxious, though, being that, you know, he has had that experience and all that? Like, he's used to being in those moments.
Yeah, he is, but you like you said before, you never know what's going on in the kid's head. You know, regardless of what's how you prep for the game. You got what I'm saying? Like I said, he's dealing with a lot of stuff that folks saying. He's getting ready to graduate. That's what he went to school for, to get that degree, and he's getting that degree at the same time going into grad school. Those things like that, and so you know, all that is piled up behind, back to back. You know, it ain't so much of ooh, I'm competing against this guy, I'm competing against that guy. He's never that guy. That ain't how he rolls. You know, he's a team player. He's going to compete just because he's a competitor. You know.
Along the same lines, how's he handled so much attention to that position and so much outside noise and so many people talking right now?
I tell them to stay out of it. Yeah. I eat it up. The parents, and you know what I'm saying? I eat it up for them. You got what I'm saying? I eat it up, and I'll take it, and I'll implement it into our training. See, it's little things that I do to spark a fire in you and piss you off and make you work a little harder. You got what I'm saying? I may say, hey, man, look here. Gary Mack, he said, you can't do this. You got what I'm saying? I mean, Matt Conlon said, you can't do this. Hey. And we're gonna get it right. I mean, I just use little things like that just to help them out, man. You know, especially in his situation. I mean, he's taken a beating since he's been there. You know what I'm saying? He's taken a beating since he's been there, forced from the media, and from whatever aspect it is. But I just don't think it's really given him a chance to be who he really is. You know, the kid is not a negative guy, so it shouldn't be a lot of negative press. You know what I'm saying? So I look for big things for him from this year, and to go on from there.
Going back to your development of players in the state, when a parent approaches you for the first time about their kid and how they want to develop them and move them into the college football realm, what do you advise them first and foremost?
First and foremost, I tell them how are the grades. First of all, how are the grades, and for us, and the next thing it is character. How's their character? Are the kid is continuously getting in trouble, running the streets, doing X, Y, and Z? If they are, those are things that I help them, because, like I say, I work with kids. I work with troubled kids and autistic kids, so that's right up my avenue when it comes to a lot of times. A lot of times I get parents that are pushing them, hey, Ramon, here you go right here. He's doing X, Y, and Z. I'm like, hey, I got my own kids, a father, you know what I'm saying? But it's in me to help, regardless of if that's family or not. But once these kids come to me, it's like family. And all I do is just get them in line. The first thing we need to do is get the grades in line, set up on a great training schedule, and then we go from there. And then that's when we go down the line and just start implementing things and establishing a great relationship with the high school coach to let them know what we're working on. And we just go from there as far as attacking the camps, what camps to go to and what camps not to go to. And we go from there.
You got a camp coming up in Columbia on May 20th, I think it is.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the kind of kids you're going to have there. Some of the kids that are being recruited by some of the schools in state are going to be there. Could you name a few of the guys that are going to be there? And
yeah.
What you guys are planning on doing? Yeah,
we're having a camp May the 20th in Columbia. This will be the actual 4th annual EPT Football Skills Showcase, where we usually showcase a lot of the top football players in the state of South Carolina for the last 4 years. And over the last 4 years, we write it now, it's like 200-something kids in the last 4 years have been granted scholarships. And this year we got big names like Zach Pickens, who's a family member of mine. He's a 5-star defensive end right now that pretty much everybody in the country wants right now. You got, like I said, you got Davis Bevel, top quarterback in the country. We got a 2020 quarterback that trains with me, Luke Doty, probably the top quarterback, not just in the state but in the country. Tons of offers. Jalen McGeiger, he's a DB out of Spring Valley High School. Probably got 10+ Division I offers. Zakim Robinson, Spartanburg High School running back, got tons of offers. He'll be in the house. Jacoby Pickney, Dorman High School. He's another kid we sent invites out to, and it's tons of kids. We got them out there, and we're just hoping the kids are going to come out and compete like they always done the last few years.
All right, thanks, Ramon.
Thank you.